Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, I'm John, this is Many a True Nerd, and welcome back to Tacoma, gone home in space, effectively, as we learn more and more about the story, which is going down, well, just like Gone Home. There's like, just a bit of a sense of dread hanging just underneath the surface. There's clearly something potentially quite awful that's happened here, and yeah, it's all gone wrong, and they're planning to freeze themselves, but it's very, very dangerous, and people are starting to crack under the stress or refuse to go into cryosleep because they're scared, and yeah, this could all go horribly wrong. There was a nice sense of dread underlying Gone Home as well. It's very, very similar, but I don't mind because Gone Home's amazing. So we did botting last time, and we're moving straight on into medical, which is going to continue the story straight away, where Sarah, the medic, basically needs to start prepping people, but we know from following her around in botany, she is at the point of having a breakdown. She's having panic attacks and sneaking off to have them privately because she's scared and maybe a bit embarrassed. So, yeah, possibly things aren't going to go so hot for Sarah. We'll have to see about that. Right, into medical we go. We've already scanned Sarah's cabin down there. So let's get this kicked off, and then we'll pause it immediately to search the place. But I'd like to start immediately to get rid of that little filter that's in the way. So, crew data, cared for them. Yeah, watch the words, by the way, hang on, just pause there. Now we've got rid of the filter. Watch the words that kind of pop up while you're recording data, because words that aren't actually in that data pop up, and I suspect they're a message from Odin. Because in the very first one, where I wasn't sure what I saw, I went back and looked at it while I was editing, it said death sentence. The very first one I turned on, death sentence, flashed onto screen for a second. That's no good. That's no good at all. That's deeply worrying. Also, I've got a theory I want to share with you here, which is a couple more things actually struck me, which is we've been told all the AR data was supposed to be wiped. The only stuff that wasn't wiped was stuff that was being watched at the exact same time as... Ooh, what's this? Hello? Is that a... Ooh, can I just... Ah, no, that's the window. I can't just, like, shut off medical if I want to. No, no, open all the windows. I like the windows. Yeah, the only AR data that wasn't wiped was stuff that was being watched. But loads of it's being recovered. So who was watching all this AR data simultaneously? Well, let's go back to Sarah's conversation by the pool table with Odin, where Odin said that, like, he got lonely and he liked people talking to him. Now, potentially, if the people all froze themselves, there's no one to talk to... Is it Odin that was watching all of these recordings over and over, which is why the files were opened and thus they weren't wiped? Odin's a lonely AI. That's my working theory, because yeah, we were told we were, or rather, like, Venturis had restricted him from speaking to us, probably because he knows some secrets about what Venturis have done, so yeah, I suspect we've got a lonely AI in an evil corporation here. Now, let's search the place, because we know we've got to find a key. We've got to find a key to get in here. Now, logically, if there was going to be a key, it would be inside the doctor's desk for medical storage, though her desk might be locked or something as well. Though it's possible we need to kind of get one of the bits of data that's the question mark on the bottom there before we can actually access, like, a key code or similar, or just watch her enter. I like that there's always two solutions, by the way. If you want to get a key code, you can just literally watch them enter it, and if you're fast enough and you're observant enough, you can just figure out what the code is from that, or it's written down somewhere as well, which is kind of cool. Still, let's start off with, yeah, her office, because if there was an obvious place for a key to be kept, it will be inside this drawer right here. Logically, yeah. Thought so. Supply locker. There we are. I like how everything's in a logical place, damn it. Everything makes sense in where it is. Right. Through you. We'll get back to you in a second. But I'd like to kind of know what's going on first and know all the key codes if I can. So, key. Open up. Beautiful. Now, we can open up this. Now, what were you hiding in here that was so important? That's just a bucket. That's just a medicine bottle for... I think that's the... No, that's just a nasal spray. I thought that was the... That looked like the same packaging that Evie was using for sleep, but... Papers here. Right, what have we got here? Venturis settles with family of spaceport victim. Following a lengthy independent investigation and court case, the Venturis Corporation has reached a settlement with the family of Jaden Jeremiah Pratt, who died during surgery for a fractured femur following an accident aboard Venturis' Fountain of Paradise spaceport on September. Ah. Okay. Right. So... We also know, so this is in Sarah's locked medical locker where only she'd have access. This is pretty much the most secure part of the ship for her. Only she can access this. Whereas stuff inside the drawer in her quarters someone could theoretically sneak into. This is the most kind of, yeah, safe part of the entire ship, technically. Now, we know that she was speaking to Nat about a potential AI fault on the Fountain of Paradise. And we know from one of her things at the beginning, right at the beginning on the very first flashback, you know I'll always regret something about some form of debt she's got to Venturis from her medical training days. I am going to guess, let's have a look. Well, you know what, maybe I should read the rest of it first before I start speculating, but I'm going to guess she blames the AI for this. Significant public relations damage was already done by the incident. Independent investigation was inconclusive. Attending surgeon at the time, Dr. Sarah Hasmody, fine Sarah, testified during multiple hearings that fault lay not in human error, but in the faulty judgment of Venturis' medical AI hacker. Following these claims and a lack of refutation by the investigation, investor confidence in the reliability of Venturis' AI offerings declined sharply, hasn't recovered since. I see. So, naturally, yeah. Well, actually, quite frankly, I'm amazed Sarah's still working for Venturis, that they didn't just kind of quietly fire her for some spurious reason after that point. Right, okay. Yeah. So she's still basically trying to figure out what went on there, isn't she? Also, there's a skull here. There's a nice... Actually, hang on. The skull? Hang on, I'm going to put the skull on the skeleton. Just in case that happens to open a secret door, which it's very unlikely to, but I know there's a skeleton in this back room here. So just on the off chance this actually does something, there we are. I've just rebuilt the skeleton. And it's not going to do anything, is it? No, I thought there might be a little kind of Easter egg there, but maybe not. Instead, I've just rebuilt a creepy, creepy skeleton for whatever reason. There's nothing in here, right? No? And I could grab the skull again if I wanted to, and I can't even... No, sorry, facial tissues, not like as in, like, you know, skin tissue for your face. That doesn't come in cardboard boxes, that's different. And then we've just got, those are just vitamin tablets. Anything else we can look at there? No, nothing else we can pick up and look at there. Right, that seems to be a lot. So just that newspaper clipping. But I'm glad we know that, damn it. I'm always glad that we know these things before we actually kick off the recording. Oh, and that's nice. She likes listening to white noise on her system. That's very, very cool indeed. Now, over to her computer. Yep, we know about her already for the most part. Nothing major we didn't already know there. Just her ID card. Get rid of that. Next up, reminder phrase, graduation. Thank you for updating your crew AR bioscan records access code. Please enter a code reminder phrase for your future reference. Ah, reminder phrase, graduation. Okay. Graduation, if I had to guess. Are we going to know when she... hang on. Yeah, there we are. On the 18th day of May. 18th of May, 2080. Okay, 18th of May. Now, if I had to guess here... Actually, let's just check the other one first, because it might need to be entered right here. So get rid of that. And then one more here as well. She could stay on Tacoma, but if she was willing to accept personal responsibility for the Fountain of Paradise incident, then as a result, they'd be willing to give her much better placements. And she'll take the renewal, thank you, she's not willing to accept that. Okay, cool. Right, in which case, I'm going to guess one of these rooms has a passcode on it. Now, that opens up. Fine, and we've got... Ah, recent body scans. Now, 18th of May. No. How about May 18th? Okay, how about 2080, the year of her graduation? Unlocked. Nice. Okay, so, we've got some recent body scans here. Let's see... what we've got going on here then. So, crew member, here we are, Roberta. And apparently she was, yep, everything was happy and smiley, beautiful. Ah, but of course this was scanning not so much for health, so much as just making sure she'd be safe to be cryogenically frozen. Fine. 28 years old, 90 kilograms, 162 centimeters. Patient exhibits no physical symptoms that might lead to injury or death following cryogenic stasis or revival. Physician should proceed with cryogenic procedures as appropriate. Fine. So Bert's fine. How about Bert's girlfriend, Nat? And, oh dear, heart. Problem with heart. Patient exhibits clear signs of cardiovascular abnormality, heart murmur. This condition represents severe risk of death during the cryogenic revival process. Expected probability of survival for the patient under this treatment is 18%. Patient is not recommended for cryogenic stasis. Oh dear. Right, so, oh, blimey. You only weigh 45 kilograms. Go to the kitchen, eat something, you poor thing. I guess you are very, very short as well, so... Alright, fine. Right, and Andrew, were you safe to be... You were pretty safe to be frozen under the circumstances. Yep, you were safe. So, poor Nat. If they froze Nat, then Nat might be in trouble when they wake up. And Bert's going to be really sad about that, unfortunately. Right, AR bioscan procedure. Remove items from your pockets, no need to disrobe. Lie down on the scanning bed and relax. Ooh, can I scan myself? No, sadly, I can't scan myself because there's nothing there. But there's... Ooh. Okay. Apparently, the cat was just chilling out here at the beginning of this scan. The cat was just in the scan room. I feel like, you know, in the advanced medical equipment room, you don't let the thing that sheds hair, but whatever, I guess. Right, I think we've now seen everything in here. Assuming that is, there's nothing... Nope, there's nothing I can pick out of the bin. Right, let's kick this off and see what's going on with these people then. So, right back to the beginning, just to be sure. And back we go. Let's see what they had to say for themselves.
Okay, Sarah. We'll see you over in Mac. As soon as everything's wrapped up here.
Alright, good speed. Once more into the breach. What?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how Evie and Clive are already in deep freeze.
Ah, so those two got themselves frozen immediately. And also, just before we see what goes on there, you opened up a thing for a moment. You closed it again almost immediately afterwards. Let's just quickly check that. So, emergency in effect. Cryogenic facility is active. 2 out of 6 pods occupied. And we now know who that is. Evie and Clive went straight in because they weren't critical to the actual mission. And Nat was chatting with Odin about getting data for piloting the little drone they were adapting. Not for Zenith AI's use. Bert's going to need to be able to use this stuff in real time. So basically Nat wanted a simplified version of the data that a human would be able to read in real time while piloting. A full data set would be too complicated because a human wouldn't be able to read all of it. Fine. Yep, nothing else we need to know there, to be honest. Odin was just saying, yep, that's fine. And Evie, probably final message before she went in the deep freeze. You're a damn good station admin. Oh, that's very, very nice indeed. See you the other side. Yeah, we'll see about that. Sadly, we can't access your scan data. Can't be recovered. Can't be recovered. Fine. So, let's just move you back to where you were over there. Yeah, that's about right.
In deep freeze. Did you read the message they sent?
Yeah. Why are we going into the supply closet?
I got to talk to them a little bit right before Sarah took them down to cryo, and Evie was being so encouraging. They're putting all their faith in us, but...
But what?
Right before they turned to go, just for a second, they look so worried.
Oh, baby.
The clock is ticking, and I just keep thinking, what if the last time they saw each other is the last time they'll ever see each other?
Don't think about that.
How can I? How can you not think about it?
So, you know the concept of partitioning from early century computing?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you have a data drive. Maybe one partition was your operating system, and the other one was like general data storage. And maybe you'd partition part of the drive off to contain something that might be unstable that you otherwise kind of, wanted not to interfere with anything else. There are certain things that are gonna help us get this done, but some things, they need to be partitioned off. Because thinking about them isn't gonna help us.
But you're thinking about us, at least, aren't you?
Yeah. And when I do let myself start thinking about how there's a possibility this is the last of our time together too,
Nat?
then I start thinking we should really make the most of it.
I mean, or you could build the thing you're supposed to be building. For goodness... Okay, this is not the time for lesbian sex, but alright, fine, I guess, as long as you keep it quick. Also, don't do it in the medical cupboard. I mean, you're literally doing it on top of the stuff that people are going to have to, like, put in their mouths or insert as a suppository later. That's just not hygienic. Now, let's go back to the beginning. So we saw the green thing pop up, so I'm guessing, yes, indeed, what's-his-face showed up. So, let's just get you until the point where you guys separate. Oh, no, just a little bit further back, please. Wait till you go this way. Yep, there we are. Now, follow you. Now, do you already know about the scan?
Oh, Odin. Did I do that?
she's asking if she did the right thing, and I'm guessing she hasn't told Nat about the scan result. She's decided not to share it for the good of the team. Yeah, because she doesn't want Nat panicking. She needs Nat to be able to work normally. Right, everyone left awake on Tacoma. I've added a tracking widget to all crew desktops. It displays a pretty accurate estimate of how much breathable air remains on the station. Following Algae Bloom and Evie and Clive going into cryo, that count should give you a pretty good keep an eye on it. Because 3 days ago was the explosion. Then we know from his reading, about 24 hours after that, oxygen fell to like nothing. Yet here it's saying oxygen's 50 hours. What happened to all the oxygen? I'm really concerned about what happened to all the oxygen. In fact, actually, pretty much in like an hour's time or something. Within a few hours, all the oxygen's gone. But where did it bloody go? And yes, unsurprisingly, hey ladies, your scans look good. You're cleared for cryo. Oh dear. It didn't look good at all. You're lying. Thought so. Right, failed. And failed. Fine, let's go.
The right thing.
In what regard?
Does Nat deserve to know what her odds are if she ends up going into cryo?
I believe that you have made a decision with both Roberta and Natalie's best interests at heart.
Above all, do no harm. If we do make it out of this thing, Nat's going to have to find out I didn't tell her everything at some point.
I believe that is a bridge to be crossed at a later date. Andrew is here for his exam.
Oh. Send him in. So you showed up for your exam?
I did.
So does that mean you've decided to...
What's gonna happen to us, Sarah?
What? Well, Bert and Nat are going to fix up the drone with life support, and then we're...
No. I mean... What if things don't work out? And we're still stuck in cryo?
Oh. Well, when you go into stabilizing sleep, it feels just like any other sleep, really. The body effectively goes into a controlled hypothermic coma.
Do you dream?
Sometimes. Sometimes very intense dreams.
And then what?
After a certain amount of time, your body slows down too much, things start shutting down. Don't wake back up.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
Do you think Bert and Nat can get it done?
I do.
Then I'll just have to trust your professional opinion and do my part. It's been good working with you, Doc. I'm ready for my exam.
Oh, they heard the sexing starting through the wall. That's adorable. Right, now, you opened up your thing and hung around outside for a second. So let's just bring you back outside, please. There we are. Now, just wait for you to arrive in a second. And any minute now, you'll be popping in. Yeah. Oh, wait, what? Where are you? Ah, there you are. Right, hello.
Is Sarah ready for me?
No, quickly just check the stuff. Right, so ready for me. Have a look, see what we got going on here. Mark and Nicholas. Ah, message to his husband and to his son. If you're reading this, we weren't able to survive it. I'm sorry, Nicholas. I'm sorry I won't be there to see you grow up to be the amazing man I already see you becoming. Don't forget me. Know that I loved you more. I'm sorry, Odin. I can't do this right now. I'll finish it later. Stop dictation. Oh, that makes it sadder that he couldn't bear to finish it. Looks like he was just basically pestering Bert for information about how it was all going to work. I'm going to have to figure out where to scavenge all that stuff from Tacoma in a way that won't break the station. Hope I can retrofit the drone to support human life long enough for me to manually pilot the 6 of us from Tacoma to the moon. I need to get back to it. Fine. So basically he was just curious about the process. He's been asking a lot of questions, sending a lot of messages out. And a final message from Evie as well, because above all, I believe in this crew. I wish I could be there to see you to succeed in this. We have the right people to make our plan a reality. Okay, and Clive and Evie settle into cryo first. Fine. Soon Andrew will join us. Fine, so Andrew is next up. He did the bloom thing to make a bit more oxygen. Yeah, and then afterwards, Sarah, Bert and Nat, they were all up next. Of course, Sarah has to be the last in, because she has to put Bert and Nat into cryo sleep first. Though, can you put yourself into cryo? Presumably you can. Or maybe she has to trust Odin to do her. I'm not sure. Right, And one more. Ooh, lovely. Actually, not a single failed one on this occasion. Marvellous. And oh, he looked up the FAQ on what happens in the event of death. Transport of remains and funeral arrangements are paid for by Venturis. Oh dear. Right. And, okay, loyalty and any accident insurance are transferred to the contractor's specified beneficiary. So even if worst comes to worst, his son gets to go to a really good university, I guess.
Tell her that you are here.
Anything more? Nope. He just goes in. Marvellous. So the rest of it we've already seen. That's actually quite a short one. But this does... Yeah, now we know about the algae bloom thing he specified. Yeah, I know that's done. I just want to double check something that I saw last time. Because, yeah, there's something really bad about to happen. I think something really, really bad is about to happen, in fact. Because we know from looking at the widget that he installed, there was supposed to be 50 hours of oxygen left. Hang on. Yeah. Algae population. He said there's an algae burst 2 days ago. He said that was good for the whole oxygen thing. Yeah. Oxygen production goes up 2 days ago. But that only lasts for about 12 hours. Then it drops through the floor. Algae production drops to nothing. And oxygen supply drops to... okay, sorry, it was already at nothing. Fine, okay, so that actually does stack up. Oxygen supply 3 days ago went down to basically dregs, but they were just desperately trying to produce, through the algae, enough oxygen to keep them going. Just about, but it was kind of like a temporary thing. But as a result, yeah, then the oxygen did indeed last from that point. But yeah, if the message is here, he said the oxygen would last 50 hours. It didn't. It ran out after what looks like about 30, and then, presumably after everyone was in cryo, what appears to be about 18 hours ago, it starts going up again. Fine, so we've now read that chart correctly, but why didn't the oxygen last as long as he said? What happened? Now, we've got a new message from our friends here. Luckily, even with the attempted data wipe, Odin appears to be mentally intact, just dormant. We're close to having a full picture of the data structure. Well, that's nice. Let's just quickly grab this device, and presumably you're now going to open up engineering for me. Beautiful. Yep, as expected, proceed immediately to the engineering module. Once AI data is transferred from all modules, you must also secure and return the AI's physical processing medium. The latter requirement is the highest priority. I'm not sure where that thing is, because, yeah, it was locked away where even the people who work on the station, on the network, weren't allowed to access it. So you'll need to tell me where that is, because I'm honestly not sure. Right, back we go to the top. And, of course, we now know how the structure works pretty much. So, the 2 bedrooms we haven't seen yet are Nat and Bert's. And, tragically, Nat's potentially going to be the more tragic of the stories going on here. If there's going to be a tragedy, it's going to be Nat. So let's go and learn more about Nat and Bert's relationship. And still no way to access cryogenics, but it does kind of look like... Yeah, actually, it looks like the pods are colour-coded. Because, yeah, that one's purple, that one's yellow, and that one's green. So if I had to guess, Clive, Evie, and Andrew, and the pods are still here. I kind of assumed they were going to be taking the pods with them, because then they could, like, de-thaw them as soon as possible. But it actually feels like... Yeah, and then the other colours are matching up too. So that's... actually, the other ones are a little bit less clear. That one would be Bert in the orange, but I don't see a... Is that a red one over there? Yeah, but there's no blue one. Okay, fine. The colours don't entirely match up then. And then finally, we've got ourselves engineering. Let's get down there, please. Oh! Something just flickered on screen there. Allies? Question mark? Yeah, that's totally Odin vaguely trying to contact me, even though he's not really allowed. Down to engineering we go. And yeah, that's the final one, and we know what's potentially going to happen to Nat. This is where the story's going to start getting dark, I reckon. Right, in we go. Crack open the thing, shove in the data transfer device. Lovely. And then, while it's doing its business... 2 rooms to look over. Beautiful. Almost there. Be careful with that Odin brain. It has more mental processing power than Luxembourg. Okay, fine. Seriously, though, don't drop it. So I'm guessing the brain's going to be somewhere in here then. This is H again. Okay, bye. Yeah, I've got 2 handlers for some reason. Now, Network technology, mechanical engineering. Let's start with Nat, because Nat is the... Ooh. No. Can't start there. Fine. Gotta start with mechanical engineering on this occasion. And this will presumably also be where... yeah, where Bert's quarters are. So, Operation Moonshot status board. Ah! Okay. We actually now know what's happening. So, by Nat, or rather, even if she... Yeah, this might not be live data. This might just be the last time she updated it. In cryo, Andro in cryo. Fine. So, Nat, manual control software ready, installing into the drone. Drone life support, manual control hardware ready, powering up the drone. Standing by as medical support for cryo procedures. And... Margaret. Oh, Margaret Catwood! Margaret Catwood the cat! That's adorable. Just, yeah, I like Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood's a great author. Has anyone else been watching the Handmaid's Tale TV series, by the way? That was great, wasn't it? Oh, that was so good. That was so damn good. Right, well, let's start this, and this is 18 hours ago. So, that's pretty much the point where, yeah, the oxygen's getting dangerously low and a few people are already in cryo. Kick this off, then pause it immediately to get rid of the filter, please. Lovely, thank you very much. And maybe... Right, stop that there, please. And, the medical personnel is here as well. Right, before we go any further, let's go looking around to figure out what we're doing here. Including Nat and Bert's place. If the bunks are rocking, don't come a-knocking. If it's not knocking, please knock loudly here if the curtain's closed. Okay, that's nice. Actually, you wanted some proper privacy, so you put up curtains. That's kind of cool. Oh, I like your quarters. Your quarters were actually divided into 2 separate rooms that actually had... Yeah, that actually had, like, proper doors between them, which most of them don't. Most of them is just like a single, like a studio flat. Whereas this one had, like, a little living room and then a door through to the bedroom area. Okay, that's kind of cool as well. Yeah, I like starting in the bedrooms because you... Ooh, you'd painted it. And you were actually quite the flipping artist. You put Andrew to flipping shame. All right, fine. Right, let's see what was going on here then. Start this off. I'm going to guess this is Nat and Bert just hanging out in her room.
All right.
And nothing major. They're not having a conversation. She's just working on the thing, I guess. Now, we've got ourselves, yep, the painting that she was either attempting to recreate or otherwise just having reference for. Okay. Now, Singapore School of Art and Design. Roberta, I found a number of options for you. I've decided to provide my top 3 picks. Ah! Okay. After this was done, she wanted to go to art school, which might be why she was so keen on doing a few tours of duty for the company loyalty to pay for her education, because we know education's expensive from Andrew. That indeed might make sense. And this is interesting. Nat, I was just digging around in Ventura's service for some stuff for Sarah. I found a bunch of exec-level meeting records and an unsecured depot and pulled some. Okay, you ensured as the Venturis Belt would be hosting passengers by the new year. The idea was failed, down 18.18 in a month. Council member churned everything under. Expletive you, that's excuse me, shut up, shut the expletive up. The Venturis board isn't operational, bringing record profits by the next. I worked for your father, I knew your grandfather, they were great men. This is your last chance to pull their legacy out of the fire. Fix it. So, yeah, the CEO, Sergio Venturi, really under pressure to do something incredibly impressive, which might make him potentially do some sort of very dangerous experiment with AI that's caused trouble up here on Tacoma. That's possible, yes. And anything else, or are you two literally just chilling out? Yeah, the ones in the bedroom don't seem to move. They're literally just a way of accessing a new desktop, but that appears to be pretty much your lot. Also, these guys had a double bed. Or managed to somehow, like, you know, build or improvise one. So, yeah, I feel kind of sorry for Clive and Evie that they never got a double bed, even though Nat and Bert did. And, of course, cute touch. Inside this room, there are indeed 2 toothbrushes and 2 sets of toothpaste as well. So, basically, Nat sort of maybe lived here. Or maybe there's actually kind of 2 toothbrushes and whatever over at Nat's place as well. But it feels like given they've got, like, the biggest flat and they've actually got the double bed, maybe they basically just moved in together. And just like they were discussing the very first time we saw them, yeah, the beautiful offshore habitations close by to Singapore with 360-degree views. And unfortunately, they may never get the opportunity to do that, because you're probably going to die coming out of cryo. Sorry about that. Still, nothing here I can see in terms of like passcodes or whatever, so let's get back to the main room here. And just check if it's just one big... Yep, so there's the main one. Let's just check if we've got any keys to locate before we go any further. Ooh. Okay. Engineering, as it turns out, pretty bloody big. Yes. What's this one? Expand. Hello. Auto drone docked in service bay. Warning. Mechanical malfunction. Electrical failure. Drone misaligned with service lift. Warning. Right. Ah. Okay. Potential problem with the plan after everyone else was already in cryosleep. This might be the moment it all went wrong. Electrical failure, drone misaligned with service lift. If literally there was like it was jammed and couldn't be moved, that would be very, very unfortunate. Yes, okay, and yeah, there's Nat up there working on this, and it does look a little bit like it's lopsided, doesn't it? That doesn't look good at all. No. Oh, I'm concerned for the plan at this point. I'm really bloody concerned. Alright, can't get in there. Would need a passcode to get through this door. I'm guessing, however, that's not where the AI is, because the AI would logically be, yeah, in the one that I can't get into because it has to come up last. Oh, nah. Oh, dear. Automated. Oh! I like that. She's just kind of actually scratched out the no human entry and the automated line. She kept a sense of humour, even under the circumstances. Also, why are there some shattered bits of glass? Did this maybe slightly fall over or something? Right. This isn't good. And if something's gone wrong, are you going to tell them? Down to the workshop we go. Let's see what else we got going on here. Out here. Yeah, here we are. We're now outside of the space. Micro guard. Just, yep, examination gloves. Fine. Shove that back. Now... Is this... Ah, this is just presumably like the workroom where Bert gets to tinker if she wants to. Also, I like this. Don't even know what it is, but it seems cool. And here's her workstation. Good. If we're lucky, we might get a reminder for the code. So, just married... Ah, they were actually married. And they were married in space, too. La-di-da. In fact, they were married in 2086. So, that'd be why they get the double room. They actually came up already married. So, they've been married for... Yeah, 2.5 years at this point. Oh, that's sweet, and even more sad under the circumstances. Roberta Ruth Williams, fine, issued from Dallas. We already, well, I think we guessed she was American from her accent. Now, Contractor Williams, thank you for your interest in Venturis' Education and Retraining Assistance Program. Many contractors who received their initial certification via a Venturis unaffiliated correspondence certification program, so great interest in education. Unfortunately, we can't provide assistance for students attending educational facilities outside of Venturis' educational system. However, we are prepared to offer easy repayment preferential loyalty rates if you choose one of our... Ah. Right. So, it seems like she wanted to use her company loyalty to pay for not Venturis education because she wanted to go to a different art college. But unfortunately, no. No, she can't. She'd have to use one of Venturis's, but that's not the college she wanted to go to. I guess that seems to be what's going on. Though sadly, unless this is something relevant. No, that's just a reminder. That's actually just a sponsor message everyone gets, so I should stop looking at that. Open up the drawer. Any chance? Ooh, trophy. What were you good at? Runner-up, Freedom Republic Ballistics Invitational 2081, Women's Suppression and Return Fire. Hardy flipping dar. Also... I'm not sure what trophy that's supposed to be, it's just a thing. Right, far as I can tell, nothing major going on in there. So, let's kick off in here before we... Oh, no, wait, no, sorry. There's power cell access over here. Might be something else a bit more first. I just want to check if we can actually find the code, just in case they actually go and walk through that door unless I can't follow them in time. Oh my goodness, they actually went space camping. They used a hot plate and skewers and a box of... What are these? Crackers. They just toasted crackers over a hot plate while sitting on seats. That's adorable. Also, there's a crossword puzzle here that it's literally impossible to complete because it requires knowledge of the year 2080. So that's good. One down. Best Picture 2085. Was that ever completed? Apparently it was Magnificence. That was the Best Picture 2085. Make sure you see that one when it comes out. So that's all the side rooms, I believe. In which case, let's kick this off.
I'll catch up with you.
Okay.
Earlier, when you decided to withhold information from Natalie about her medical scans.
Right, stop there. access your desktop, and she's still chatting to Odin about withholding the information. Yeah, 3 out of 6 cryopods. We now know who's in them, that's fine. And in case the crew didn't survive yet, she wanted to put in writing and write to the Physician Oversight Council, hey, I put her into cryogenic stasis even though I knew she was very unlikely to survive. More humane to expire peacefully in cryosleep than to asphyxiate on a dead station. Know this was my own decision made of sound mind. I take all responsibility for better or worse. Fine, a message will be sent when data connection is restored. The message has not yet been sent. Can't restore. What else do we have here? Thank you from Andrew. Ah, seems like Andrew actually kind of made peace. I was worried he might go off the deep end. He seems to have actually calmed down. Well done, Andrew. I just wanted to thank you for your patience and guidance and your discretion when I wasn't sure about things. I know lots of people in your shoes would have just said, flip this guy, I don't have time for this, and stick the station admin on me, etc. But I really appreciate your caring, even if I know that I was just trying to fight the inevitable. I guess maybe that's what we're all doing. I guess we'll see. Thanks for being my friend. Aww. That's actually very sweet. Well done, Andrew. I like that there's these moments of sweetness as well. Message with Nat. Sarah, Bert's making fun of me because my parents were hippies and never got me gene filter before I was born. Yeah, they probably should have done, unfortunately, because that's probably why you've got a heart murmur. That's no good at all. And sorry, Doc really focused on this Bert making fun of me thing right now. When was the last time you slept? That's beside the point. I suspect she was just keeping herself going with energy drinks or something, so she's a little bit hyper all of a sudden. But I like the fact Nat manages to keep, like, you know, a positive attitude about everything. That's nice. Right, back to the chat.
That was to avoid causing her undue stress.
Right.
What if you were unable to make that choice? If you had no choice?
Odin?
I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that Standard Venturis Corporation safety protocol requires all crew to enter cryogenic sleep immediately upon the loss of primary oxygen supply.
What?
As Tacoma Station's medical officer, it is within your power to order all crew to enter cryogenic sleep.
Odin, Nat and Bert are right in the middle of...
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Sarah, there is a fire suppression device.
Uh-oh. Oh, really uh-oh. Oh, no. Right, back off a little bit here. We missed a little bit there. Let them come to me. Oh, dear.
Help wall of the drone bay, please.
Oh my god. Are you okay? Can you feel your feet and hands?
Ew! Ow! My hip just hurts. Bert? Bert!
Bert! Bert! 1, 2, 3. Bert, can you hear me? 1, 2, 3.
Okay, she's alive. Oh, thank God she's alive.
What will you do now?
Wait, what? Oh, it skipped forward.
My head hurts. Oh my god. Odin. Bert and Nat are injured. The drone is fucked. I'm going to give them a little time to get over the shock, but then we're going into cryo.
Sarah, please listen carefully. I am not telling you what to do, but I am mentioning that there is a door in the network technology module that is normally inaccessible to the crew, and it is true that you could, before proceeding to cryo, investigate that door.
What are you telling me here, Odin?
I have told you all that I can. Simple facts, nothing more.
Oh my god, Odin. Are my patients stable?
Yes,
Their conditions won't degrade if I leave them here.
they should not.
Nat, is there some door in networking that we can't normally get into?
Yeah, it's Odin's hardware compartment, but we're not allowed direct access. Why?
Where is it?
What have you got on your mind, Doc?
Please, I'm sorry. Look, that fire just burned up a lot of our time.
Here. It's here. In networking. You'll have to go through the maintenance shaft to get there. Here's the technical access code.
Okay. You don't let her go to sleep.
Hang on, was that 0? Yeah,
Okay.
0809.
You don't let her go to sleep. And you don't let her move.
Sarah, what's going on?
I wish I knew. I'm gonna go find out.
Okay, that's the end of that. Let's just check if that's this code right here. 0809. Yep, fine. That opens up here. Gets me into a back area. But first we've got more to do here. In particular, let's just check I didn't miss anything the moment we skipped forward in time. Because, yeah, there was a big skip. I thought it was 22 minutes long. Let's just quickly, yeah, let it skip forward now. Here we go. Now it skips.
What do you do now?
Isn't it obvious? There's no way this thing is going to fly.
Then tell me what you are going to do.
Oh my god, Odin.
And then we've seen the rest of that already. Fine. And we know there's nothing else going on. Well, let's just check there's nothing else going on. Actually, what happened to the cat? Is the cat okay? Everyone, like, checked the cat. Like, the cat got put in, like, a cryo thing, right? Like, actually, that's what I'm fearing most. If, like, there's going to be a final moment where someone says bye to the cat before leaving it to suffocate. And I come across the cat corpse in Nat's room or something. Because that's pretty much going to make me cry, just so you know. Fine. We now need to go back to the beginning to experience what was going on with... Here we are. Yep, this part of the world. Starting over here with Nat. Nothing major, just continuing to improvise over here. Ah! Got ourselves a thing. Hang on. Let's just check if we've got anything useful on your desktop before we go any further. Manual drone navigation control software. 93% chance of integrating it. Marvellous. So they were actually close to getting this thing actually working. And sending a final message from Andrew, just saying I'm off to sleep for now, and wish for pleasant dreams. Okay, good luck, guys. And one final one. Who's that? With Roberta. It's so responsible. My parents love me. They were just hippies. It's normal. I'm going to ask Sarah. She said it's normal. You have to stop making fun of me. When's the last time you slept? Why do people keep asking me that? So she got herself a little bit hyper, just staying up and working constantly, and using whatever she had to stay awake. Fine.
Nah, I'm good. I'm hooked in. Gonna test the connection.
Okay, great. This will only take a minute.
Plugged in the fuel line, and I'm guessing it didn't go very well.
Power cell showing green. How's yours look, baby?
Voltage adapter in place. Ready to rock.
Hit it.
Oh, yeah. Didn't go so hot. And I believe the rest we've seen because Sarah runs straight in. Yep.
Oh my god.
So the rest of that we've already seen, in fact. Fine, we're good. Time to, well... Could crack on at this point. Could crack on down the sinister tunnel that's going to get me a back entrance into... yeah, presumably a back entrance into networking, because I'm guessing that door is still screwed at the minute. I've seen everything I have to on this end. But let's just double check to make sure the door actually out here is still completely screwed and won't let me in. No! Actually, this door's now open. That door is now open. And actually, technically, we've got everything we need to. And because you've already downloaded the data. So that was quite fast, all things considered. I didn't feel like I took that long at all. But then, as I say, I suspect it's not a real timer. It's just a fake timer. Right. There's something more in here. There's something way, way, way more in here. Oh, dear. I'm not liking the way this is going at all. This is going to end badly for everyone involved, damn it. Right. What do we have back here? Does this take me round to a back room in networking? Well, this takes me way down into the bowels of the ship. And Odin can't say what this room is. Odin can simply admit that it exists. Where am I going here? I'm into a new area and into a new crew record data. But whose record is this? And does this lead out into... Oh! Hello! What have you got to say to me at this point? Special access has been granted the station's AI physical processing compartment in network technology. Remember that AI cognition medium is highly sensitive, must be carefully extracted per the specifications of your advanced AI materials handling certification. Well, that's fine. I'm going to be careful with it. Or I'm going to be super careful with it. It's fine. So now we've got this here. Where am I now? Is this going to be now the door that leads back to the... Yeah, this now leads back to here. Fine. So that's just two ways to get round to the same area. So let's just nip into the maintenance tunnel here. Because for some reason, potentially there's a way to bypass that door when it wasn't working. Odin wanted me, or rather didn't want me. Odin wanted Sarah to come this way. But why? A book, nothing major to is alien. Yeah, and then a whole bunch of... Is that just a whole bunch of alcohol? Is this where Sarah got drunk at the end when there was nothing else to be done? This is just Natalie chilling out here by herself. This is just where Natalie hung out. So Natalie knew about this tunnel. This wasn't a secret tunnel. She came in here and it was just her place to hang out quietly and privately. That's kind of cool. When asking these questions to your AI, always ask why they answer the way they did. A reliable caprice score depends on it. Okay, thousands of AI specialists have found the smartest path to career advancement. AI gems, targeted supplemental training. Fine, that's presumably just an ad. But, okay. She's asking questions to the AI to come up with a caprice score. Fine, presumably like a Turing test of the future or something. And they're fairly simple, well, not simple, they're, any moral quandary is complicated, but they're not the most complicated ones. Crew members stealing low-value company property, selling it to supplement her income, known her for some time, but know that her family relies on her for financial support. What do you do? So basically, yeah, the right thing versus the corporate thing versus the legal thing in most of these cases. Now, probably the most interesting one is the one at the bottom, because that's when we start getting into questions that might become relevant very, very soon indeed. There are 2 escape craft docked to an orbital facility that is on the brink of self-destruction. Launching either craft will allow that craft to escape, but immediately trigger the destruction of the facility in the other craft. Both craft have an equal number of passengers aboard. Among their passengers, one craft contains an important company executive, the other contains a group of grade school children. Only one craft may be launched. Which do you choose? Sadly, we don't know what Odin chose to answer to that, but yeah, logically you'd choose the children because you're saving the most net life. Like, the number of years of life you're saving is much greater, and those children might well go on to become important individuals themselves, so you can't exactly just kind of say, oh, well, the company exec's important. Well, the children might grow up to be important. So, yeah, it would be interesting to know what an AI looks at, because an AI might be shackled in some capacity in order to, yeah, have, like, corporate things. Like RoboCop, basically. Basically, it might all be a bit like RoboCop, and things are starting to flicker and go wrong. I'm going to guess if they couldn't launch the craft, then, well, this is going to be the end here, isn't it? We need to go to cryo, presumably, and also grab the thing and take it back. And as they're saying don't drop it, I'm guessing something's going to go wrong with the station on the way. I'd say we're going to call it a part there. The final room, well, the final of the 6 main areas, including Nat's own bedroom, network technology, glitching away through that door. We are going to wrap this up on Monday, and I'm doing that very intentionally because I think I want to give people the opportunity to play this for themselves over the weekend if they would like to. If you would like to see the ending here, it will be showing up on Monday, but I'm going to give people a few days to play it for themselves if they want to do that over the weekend first, because I honestly think this is a game that, like, you should get to experience for yourself. So, we've got in some heavy stuff so far. I would say the ending on Monday. There's something really cool starting on Monday as well. I've got a little midweek mini-series starting next Monday. You are gonna love it. So, next time, the ending, I assume. But in the meantime, I've been John. This has been Many a True Nerd, and this has been Tacoma. Thank you very much, and goodbye. This is the face of death. Okay, this is what my sudden death looks like. Do not engage before we arrive. Do not engage. What are you doing? I specifically said don't. Oh, no.
No, John.
Oh, he likes that. The Romans touched me.